Hey DM, this is generation session for August the 7th, 2021. So, pick up, and I am following the muffled screams where I reach the door, grab the handle, crank open it. When I open the door, boom, Ashala's there. She's wearing a blue spaghetti strap dress. She's sitting on the floor, covering her knees, like, like I'm not gonna try to do it, but I got the impression that she was like it was like one of those dejected looks, or uh, maybe even scared, when suddenly Samorian pops up and he blocks the door. Um, then Samorian is covered by by the fog, and I wake up. I wake up in my room and I'm with Rain and Dawn. They've found out they've been on shift for 45 minutes to an hour. It's been 4 to 5 hours. Since I met with the Sage team overall, like back when they were all in the room and Maze was in the doorway. Um, like Rain asked what I do know. I explained everything to him. I don't mention anything about the protectors because I'm scared of like being shifted to a different reality. So, but I break down everything that's been going on, like that I know of for the past couple of weeks and everything like that. And he makes a decision that we should wake up Samorian. Just as a reminder of the rank structure, Rain ranks above me, so it's like few. It's like Aman-Ra is the overseer of the whole organization. She's kind of like the CEO, but she's like one of those CEOs where it's like she's off, always doing stuff, and she's never around. Um, Future would be like the COO running operations, and then all of the rest of us would be like the rest of us who kind of like at the meetings who are called the Royals. We would be like kind of like your executive directors or your directors of different departments. Um, Rain is also one of those people, but he acts as like um, as basically like Future's number two, or it's like his right hand. So it's like, yeah, technically he's a director like the rest of us, but he's like the director of the most important and valuable department. And just by virtue of that, he's he's um he's Rain's number two. But also in there, like Rain trusts him and all that kind of stuff. The point that I'm getting at here is that if he says we should wake up Samorian, we're going to end up waking Samorian. We're going to end up waking him up. So um, Rain leaves to go get Lysandra. Dawn and I talk. We're talking a bit about the situation with Wave and Cora and everything, and I was talking about how I was really happy hearing that they were going to be able to go and get back there, and and I know how much that she wanted to be able to kind of like make amends for all of that kind of stuff, and I felt bad about pulling them away. She's reassuring me, like, listen, like like we take care of each other. It is what it is, and I don't think they had gotten that far yet and everything, and the mission will be there. Like they weren't going back to defuse a bomb, so it's like they can still go back and continue that work, but if I die in the cavern is compromised, they're not going to feel like, oh well, at least we were on Wave. Eventually Rain returns, but I think he's called away again pretty soon, by Future. Dawn and I continue to talk, and now we're talking a bit more about like us as a as two people with a lot to atone for. So, so what was talked about and what the DM was laying out for me, I've conquered between 12 to 20 worlds for Dracul. Yikes. Tens of billions of people were brought under Dracul's rule by my conquests. Big yikes. 1 to 3 billion people died due to my conquest. Even bigger yikes. All terrible. Man, I got a lot to atone for. So, when Dawn talked about when she committed her war crimes and people were killed, they actually don't go to the underworld. They don't move on. She does something. She takes something from those people, and it hollows them out. Um, she also mentions. I was going to say she reveals the secret, but she doesn't. She mentions that she has a secret, um, that she's not ready to share, but not. It's not one of those things where it's like she doesn't trust Sage. It's more like it's too hard for her to share. Um, throughout our conversation, she reminded me that Sebastian, if I remember correctly, I think he's one of the Royals. I shouldn't start saying it because I don't want to take on what the double Xers are calling us. I think he's one of the one of the group leaders, and she said that he had tens of billions of people believing he was a god. Man, we have done some shady stuff in the past. So eventually, Rain returns, and he wants to take me to Future. So he's chilling, casual sweatsuit and everything like that, but he seems, I think, a bit more serious at this point. So what he explains to me is that everyone's concerned about my mental state being a security breach. This is kind of piggyback on what I was saying before about how this just isn't like, Sage, we want to help you. This is putting the cavern in danger. So um, while we're walking, the bringer pops up again, and same thing. He's coming towards me, ethereal look, and he's coming towards me like he's going to put his hand on my head. And but it seems like no one else can see him or is reacting to him. So it's like, damn, I capture code his ass. There won't be any of that. Like, I'm not letting you do it, at least. So I capture code him, and when I do that, the bringer disappears, and in his place is a kid. Kid had blue eyes, fangs, long nails. He was probably about 16 years old. So, like I explained to Future what happened, and we go into code red, which means there's an active attack. Essential personnel go to specific locations. Non-essential personnel need to get to a secure location. Excuse me. Um, so like the kid is like, um, the kid is like dying. So and I know, and I find out from Rain, I believe that he's like that he's with us, and I have to release the capture my captured ability. I have to release it, not shoot it out or anything. But you know, when I capture those abilities, I can either decide to use them as an ability, or I can just empty them from the queue. But when it in a situation like this, I need to release it because it's killing the kid, and I do so, or at least hurting him. And like once I do that, he can begin to heal, and Rain and I continue the future from there. So like while we're on our way, we see a kid with red hair, who's hiding his face, who looks like Waleed. Um, we eventually we make it to Future. Jasmine and Aman-Ra are all in a room. This is the first time I've seen Aman-Ra since coming out of my shift. So this is the first time I've probably interacted with the character in, man, so many years, like in Fake World. So I come in. It's kind of serious and maybe even a little somber, and I sit down at the table. Aman-Ra speaks, and like she says, I believe that we have all been possessed. And I said, the people in this room or the entire cavern. And that's where I was put on pause. And that is the last thing that has happened in Sage's game. I apologize for the spidiness of some of the notes. Like I said, I think I ran into some situations where I was going to where I had to like get up from the computer to stay engaged, stay in character. So um, now I do actually have copy code notes. So I capture coded the bringer, and what I got from him was unknown. But what the DM mentioned to me about copy code, or the capture code portion of copy code, is that if someone has a persistent ability, and I take their ability, I take their ability and they don't have it until I release it. If they have multiple abilities, then it becomes random. So basically, it's like if I capture code Wolverine's healing factor, then while I have the healing factor in my queue, he doesn't have it anymore. So that's a cool side effect of capture code, um, or copy code. Capture code being a subcategory. So yeah, that's definitely dope. But yeah, damn, that's it. And that is my updated information about where I am. And I hope to be speaking with you soon.